And we don't necessarily want to be critical, jump to conclusions. Well, this is the answer. We ought to do this. We ought to go down there and straighten them out. We ought to do this. We ought to curse them out and this and that. That's what they understand. And, you got to get a 2x4 and hit them in the head and all this stuff. That's here again. We got a variable. We're dealing with 2011, 2013. You can't go around and hit people in the head. We're dealing with 2013. You have to be politically correct. Now we got people say, well, you don't have to be politically correct. Just tell it like it is. Just tell the truth and all this. But what is the truth? What is anything? You're dealing with a variable. The world is constantly moving. We're dealing with a calculus. The thing is constantly moving. The questions are constantly moving. The answers are constantly moving. Everything is constantly moving. So there's no one constant answer. The constant answer is moving. I mean, back in my days, they never heard of homosexuals coming on TV and said, I'm a homosexual. But today, 2011, 13, this is popular. Back in the 60s, you wouldn't go around grabbing white women, but this is 2013. It's quite common. Things I thought would never happen. We had colored only, white only. You sit on the back of the bus. That was the thing to do. But here again, nowadays nobody even ride a bus. Who rides a bus? Only the lower elements, and nobody really cares. They don't talk about buses anymore. So the world is constantly moving. Everything is constantly moving. And we are moving with things that's constantly moving. And so it's a calculus. Everything is moving. Everything is moving. Time, everything is moving. So we have to make adjustments. Now, a lot of people, these Christian folks, say, well, no, the Bible is always like this and it's solid and all this. But it's not the case. If you look at the Bible, there's all kinds of variations of the Bible. The guy said, my pastor, you get up in the pulpit, we're using the New American Standard. We're using King James this. We're using the Old English Revive, whatever, because there's so many variations of the so-called solid material. We got the Old Testament, we got the New Testament, and we got people that's writing other books and variations of all kinds of stuff. So here we are. But with a little bit of street calculus, we see that the thing is moving, everything is moving, but we can look at the overall direction, the general direction. Although all this stuff is moving, they are kind of moving in a certain direction. So we stand way back and we look and we see what's going on. And we look at that and we go from that. So we're going to start with the, like we did before, the basic female chart. And then we're going to add a little variation of the chart so we can see what's going on, starting with basic women biology, basic female biology, and a little zoology. In other words, we can look at the human female, but we can also look at animals, and we see similar characteristics. And so when we make observations, we can see, okay, the thing is moving like this, the thing is moving like that. And how can I use this to my advantage? How can we use this to our advantage? How can the woman use this material to her advantage? How can the young man find out more about himself? Why do I do what I do? Why am I'm sagging my pants is one thing, but why am I doing this? And is this good? Is it bad? Is it so-so? The people are saying it's bad. What about them? Do they really know what they're talking about? Or and if it's bad, is it a phase? Is it just passing through like other fads that's been going on for a long time? Back in the old days, we had something called the afro. Had puff hair like this, and that was the thing. I'm black and I'm proud, but you don't hear people saying I'm black and I'm proud anymore. It's from the afro they've gone to this this weave, this kind of European weave and all this stuff and the long hair, and they flipping it back and doing all kinds of stuff. And is that wrong? Is it bad? Is it destroying the black culture? Well, is there a black culture? Has the black culture, has it assimilated, dissolved? Has the black culture dissolved into the world culture? Are we getting a bit of a split? And what does that mean? That means that the educated blacks are moving up and the poor blacks are moving down. So the educated blacks moving across town somewhere. Well, not somewhere, they're moving out to the burbs. Or they were maybe 10, 15 years ago, or 10 years ago, they was moving out to the burbs. Then they lost all their money, now they're moving back to the hood. But they're going to change again, move out to the burbs. They want to they're trying to get away from the hood. But they can't because the hood is inside of their head. And so now they're trying to get away from themselves. They take the problem from the hood, they take it out to the burbs, and if there's a problem at all, maybe they're quite normal. And maybe we think that they're a little abnormal. Maybe we think that we are a bit strange. But are we? Maybe we are just normal. Because when you look at us, well, we're doing this and that, we're shooting each other, we're killing each other and all this stuff. But you look at the Wild West, back in the old days, you would see hell, I don't say they keep the population up because they're constantly shooting and killing each other. Hell, everybody got guns and they shooting up the place, got a bottle of whiskey in one hand and a gun in the other hand. But when the white folks, just like the Western movies, when the white folks kill each other, then this is romanticized in the Western films. But when we kill each other in the hood, then this is degradation, But if you look at the amount of people being killed and this and that, in those time frames and whatever, you would see it's not that much different. So are we right? Maybe we are wrong and the Western films are wrong. Maybe all of it is wrong. Maybe all of it is normal. Maybe all of it is natural. The same thing with women. We see women shaking their derriere. You see the black women shaking their derriere and they shaking their hips and all this stuff. They gyrating and all this and all this. And they say that's bad and that's wrong and all that. But then you turn to the next channel and you see that the white women, Europeans, are doing the same thing. But when they do it, it's not that bad. When we do it, it's bad. And so